Nestle announced plans to cut 16,000 jobs over the next 2 years, 12,000 white-collar office jobs, and 4,000 jobs in the manufacturing supply chain. Why? You guessed it. It's AI and automation, boys. All day, every day, it is replacing jobs. Although there are some other theories that I'm going to go over briefly in today's video. Anyway, Nestle announced that they are dropping these jobs in a push towards quote-unquote operational efficiency. And nothing else makes an investor's heart jump like layoffs, because this led to a stock jump of 9%, huge bump in their stock. So anyway, guys, today we're going to talk about the layoffs, what it means for you, who's being laid off, what are the implications. That's coming in today's video. If you're into AI and how it's shaping the workforce and how you can adapt to remain relevant, respected, and financially free. Guys, this is the time to hit like and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. I'm bringing you fresh videos Monday through Saturday, and then on Sunday, I rest. Sundays we rest, boys, but Monday through Saturday, we go hard in the paint. Anyway, you don't need to just take my word for it about AI. I am just seeing day after day after day companies doing layoffs, initiating layoffs for this operational efficiency and AI and automation. But don't just take my word for it. Let's listen to what the CEO, Philip Navratil, says. He says, quote, "The world is changing and Nestle needs to change faster. This will include making hard but necessary decisions to reduce headcount over the next 2 years." This idea of the world is changed, like, has the world really changed for chocolate? Not really. But what has changed is the way that operating systems, customer service, charts, graphs, the way that data flows. We live in a data-driven world. It's kind of crazy to think about how different business operates now than it did 50 years ago. Fundamentally, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of very real differences when it comes to the reliance on data and tracking and measuring. I'm in the marketing world, and everything is traffic and conversions. Everything is traffic and conversions. Anyway, so the company is going to be laying off some 16,000 people over the next 2 years. And get this, they estimate these these layoffs will save nearly $4 billion, nearly $4 billion. And, you know, from what I can see, this is definitely driven by artificial intelligence and automation in their processes. However, there are some different theories that I want to lay down here for you real quick. So the first is that, you know, listen, this company is on the precipice. They're not doing well. They need to do these layoffs in order to offset drops in sales. And there was a drop in sales, about a 1.8% drop in sales over 2024. You know, is this tariff and international trade pressure? You know, most of Nestle's products are manufactured here in the US. There is a potential that the tariff war has an impact here. That's possible. But, you know, maybe. The other idea is, you know, is Mr. Beast Feastable brand just like combing for their throat? I don't know if you guys have seen this. You probably know who Mr. Beast is. He's the largest YouTuber in the world, although at this point he's evolved to be much more than that. His chocolate brand, Feastables, did $250 million in revenue last year. And there are experts that saying this is going to be $1 billion chocolate company within the next few years. Isn't that an insane number? You can buy these at Costco. You can buy these at Walmart. You can get them online. I mean, Mr. Beast Feastables are just blowing up, which I do think also becomes an interesting point to highlight that in today's world, attention is everything. If you have the distribution of attention, you can essentially do whatever you like. And Mr. Beast is selling chocolate like crazy. I'm sure that Nestle and Hershey's and all these companies are feeling the pressure from that. But, you know, if you ask me, if a company says, hey, we want to increase our quote unquote operational efficiency and we are going to cut 12,000 white collar jobs, to me, that's an AI play. It's adopting the AI. And, you know, is it what's best for the company and the organization and the employees? Or is it what's best for the stockholders? That, I think, remains to be seen. We have definitely seen cases where companies will fire a bunch of employees in order to implement AI, only to backtrack and say, yeah, maybe we moved too fast. Klarna is a good example of that. Although Klarna did just announce, I covered this last week, About a year ago, Klarna fired a bunch of employees for AI chatbots and then said, "Oop, we went too far. Let's bring some more humans back." But again, just last week, I'll share the video link here. Klarna announced that they're going to be firing 4,400 customer service agents. So they're going back at it again. They're going back to the well. They fired, they rehired, and now they are going to be firing more customer service agents. Again, Salesforce too. I recorded a video on Salesforce. Salesforce fired 45% of their customer service staff. Guys, these companies are implementing AI and automation more quickly than I think we can count. And why are they doing that? Well, I mean, machines don't ask for breaks. They don't ask for raises. They don't ask for benefits. They work 24/7, 365. The response time is much faster. And I want to bring up a point that I commonly see in the comments. By the way, if you have a comment, if you disagree, if you have some interesting stat, please put it in the comments below. That is where the best ideas come from. If you have a great idea or a great point, I will pin your comment. I've done it before. I'll do it in the future. Heck, I might do it for your comment right now if you have a great comment. But one of the comments that I see coming up frequently is that, well, I don't, AI chat and AI is crap. It doesn't work as well as a human. And I listened to to a podcast yesterday that I think is interesting, and I want to kind of share this because what most of us do when we have that kind of opinion is you're comparing AI to the perfect human being, the best possible human being. The reality is, not every human is going to be consistently a 10 out of 10, not every day. And I think what we're doing is we're kind of like putting human beings on these pedestals of showing up on time, having a perfect format to how they handle calls and problems, and how always having a positive attitude and never having a bad day. But that stuff does happen. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to compare an AI chatbot versus this ideal perfect human. I was in Orlando staying at a hotel this past weekend. A friend of mine who's a big podcaster, he's doing, I think, nearly 2 million hours in watch time every month. He's doing some really cool stuff with AI. Maybe I'll cover that in a different video. Anyway, long story short, he ends up inviting me and my wife. He pays for us to go to Halloween Horror Nights, which was insane. And we stayed at this hotel. So anyway, long story short, I'm walking to this hotel and the receptionist there, she did not want to be there. She was not having a good day. And as I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if this check-in experience would have been better if it was the Figure 03 robot, which, by the way, covered that last week. Very popular video. People love that. The Figure 03 robot is going to be coming to every office place, every hotel near you very, very soon. Check out that video. I think you'll really find it interesting what's happening with humanoid robots. But the point is that comparing AI at its worst to human at its best is not a fair or realistic comparison, A. And B, the proof is in the pudding. When you look at the numbers, when you look at the various stats and data behind what people actually think about AI, it's probably not as bad as you might think. In some cases, it might be actually a lot worse. It's not perfect, but we're in the first inning. So anyway, I think what you see when you see Nestle say we're going to lay off 12,000 white-collar workers is they're going to be replacing some of them with AI. No doubt. And if you disagree with me, feel free to put your comments below. If you do see this happening in your industry, put that comment below too. So what are the type of white-collar jobs that are most likely going to be under fire here? Nestle hasn't specifically gone through the firings yet, so we don't know exactly who it is, but what I think we're going to see is these knowledge jobs that feel immense pressure from AI. You're seeing back office, administration, data entry. You're going to also see middle managers, which we've started to see this trend pop up over the past several weeks. Middle managers, not seeing top-level executives being fired, but what we are seeing is these mid-level managers being laid off because they're expensive, they add administrative and bureaucratic bloat, they slow down the processes, and quite frankly, if you're an executive at a big company, if you have the whole company operating under a large AI ecosystem, you're able to pretty you're able to pretty effectively get questions answered by just going through the AI. You can get a better understanding. Like one of the things we're doing at one of the software companies that I do marketing work for is we're integrating an AI Zoom note taker into all of our sales teams' calls. And what's great about that is we can start to get a good read over what's happening on those calls. What are the problems that are coming up? What are the solutions? What's the talk time? How much of the Zoom meeting are salespeople talking versus listening? So anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see how that rolls out. And also this AI bot feeds into our HubSpot CRM and is gonna fill our CRM with great first-party data to better inform myself and other executives within the organization. So, long story short, bureaucratic middle management. HR Karens getting to ask, it's crazy what's happening in HR right now. I mean, I don't know how much more I can say on this. I've talked about it at length, but I will post a link to a video talking about McDonald's. McDonald's has used an AI called Paradox AI. I'll post a link to it here. It has gone through 64 million job resumes. It has screened 64 million job resumes. Just think about how long it takes for you to go through one resume. They're using AI like crazy to go through resumes. People are actually using AI to submit resumes and job applications. So it's kind of a crazy time in the job world. So, and this is, guys, why I record these videos. I want to bring your attention to the problems that are coming, that are impacting your world and my world. As men, we got to remain relevant, respected, and financially free. And a big part of that is making sure that we remain hireable, that we're able to maintain a skill set that is relevant for solving problems. And I hope that these videos help highlight some of the problems that are coming, give you some ideas on how you can adjust. If you want more, you can certainly subscribe to my newsletter. It's completely free. I'm sending it out every Saturday with the best piece of advice that I can find or give when it comes to this shifting market. You can get it completely free at aiupdate.ai, aiupdate.ai. Subscribe to the newsletter. If you like the videos, if you want to support me and you like what I'm doing, if you think that I might have some more insights that can help you get past some of these problems, go to aiupdate.ai. It's totally free. Check it out. If you like today's video, you will definitely like yesterday's video. I appreciate you being here, liking, subscribing, all that. But check out yesterday's video where we cover what's happening with JP Chase, because they have just released a plan to eliminate 10% of their operational staff. 10%. This is a huge number of people that had jobs that will no longer have jobs. Why? Because AI is coming for it. Check it out. It's right here. I'll see you there, boys. See ya. Peace.